Hello and welcome back to another episode of BlissScape Developer Commentary. My name is Tim, and we're still here mining. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but I didn't upload last week, and I just forgot. I'm usually not very forgetful, but I woke up on like Sunday morning and I was like, I never uploaded anything. I totally forgot to record that week. I was just busy with some in real life stuff, so no big deal. I don't mind taking a week off. I have been mining though. I was mining throughout the week and just kind of forgot to actually record anything. So I'm up to 97 mining here. We're getting close to 99. I'm going to get to 99 before I start doing anything else here. We have a double XP weekend coming up next week, so I'm going to try and use up some of the supplies that I've gotten so far there. And hopefully also I sound okay. I actually went ahead and reset my whole PC. I hadn't reset my PC in like 6 years, something like that. I built my PC about 7 or 8 years ago, but I built it to the max. It's got, two Titans in it. It's got a 6-core processor, Intel. It's still to this day really, really powerful. So I haven't had a need to upgrade at all, which means that my Windows, beyond this Windows updates, it was like 5 or 6 years old, and I could tell that my computer was starting to slow down. Some of the settings weren't properly set up, and I really wanted to just take on the fact of just reset the PC. It almost feels like getting a whole new PC. So I haven't done it since I started working on the server because it's been kind of scary because if I lose any of the server files, that could really push me back a lot of time. Obviously, the important files are all uploaded to the cloud and everything, so I don't keep that in just one location. But even with that, just taking down anything, any application that I have that I'm gonna have to find later or something, could really slow me down. But I think overall, it's gonna be worth it. So I had to set up all my recording settings again. So actually, I changed some stuff, added some filters to the audio recording, so hopefully I actually sound a little bit better. Okay, so let's get right into the questions. We can keep mining here while I do that. I just got level 98, so we're getting pretty close to 99. Let's see if we can get close by the time we're done with all these questions. So I do want to bring up some comments from last episode where I brought raw cavefish to the Jad fight. I didn't even realize until I saw the questions. I kind of never really used cavefish in real RuneScape when they came out, and I never really use them on here either because usually I just go straight to rocktails, but I just happened to have some in my bank, so I was like, I'll just use these. For some reason, the green ones always look cooked to me, and the pink ones look raw. For some reason, like, it seems like the raw ones would be the pink ones, so it totally threw me off, so I just brought the raw ones. But it doesn't really matter. Since I didn't need them anyway, thankfully. If I did try and go like a panic eat in the Jad fight or something and just use the fish on the potion, that would be pretty sad. But thankfully, it didn't happen. So let's see. We really only have like one question this episode, other than Bowie here talking about the Yak Twist stick offers a 5% bonus to XP when wielded. That I'm not sure if I would add that. That's referring to the previous question in the previous episode where he asked if what's the threshold on adding RuneScape 3 content. The only reason I wouldn't add the Yak Twist stick is because I would want to add have a reason to add it. I wouldn't just add it just to get a 5% boost. I mean, maybe if there's another hunting minigame that I'm gonna work on or something that I need a reward for, I could do that, but it doesn't really make sense just to add it for no reason. And I do like to limit the amount of XP boosting stuff that I add to the game. So I don't really see a reason to add it, mainly, just to get a 5% XP bonus. Unless it's like a cosmetic thing, but even then I'd have to look at the model to see if that model can even be transferred to this version of RuneScape, so I don't think that just getting a 5% gain is worth me going in and modeling it myself. So that pretty much sums up like my thought process on adding that RuneScape 3 item at least. So there is one question though. is there much point to suggesting stuff in the forums? Due to the way you said you only add updates you want to do. I'm curious, considering you asked people to support posts on the forums that we, the community, would like to see, but we never really see much added since you mentioned it 2 to 3 months ago. Just working out how you base updates and what you add next to the list. So anything suggested on the forums you probably won't see for at least a few months, even if I intend to add it as soon as possible, because the next couple updates are usually already planned out, unless something really comes up big that there's a huge community support for, and the next couple things were kind of just filler updates that I can push back. Usually, if you're going to suggest something, you're not going to see it for at least until the next update, and then the update after that. So it could be 2 to 3 months. But this is a good question, because I did say that I only work on updates that I want to work on, so why bother suggesting things? Well, first off, it's to give me ideas. I've been doing this for over 4 years now, and I do run out of ideas. I don't know what the next update's going to be. So just because I didn't think of it doesn't mean I don't want to do it. So if you suggest an update that I want to do, that means I want to do it. And talking about the community support as well, I'm not going to work on an update that I don't want to do, but if everyone on the server is supporting it, that makes me want to do it. That pretty much sums it up. When I'm talking about an update that I want to do compared to an update that I don't want to do, it's not necessarily like I don't want to add it to the game or something, but it's whether I want to work on it or not. And if there's a huge community support for an update, then that motivates me to work on it for sure. So definitely putting stuff on the forums and getting community support for it definitely is a big impact on whether or not I want to do an update. So that's definitely worth it to do. The problem is a lot of people have their own ideas of what they want the server to be, and I have my idea. And just because an update gets posted on the forums and gets some support, if I don't want to do it, I'm still not going to do it. So it doesn't mean that you shouldn't post in the forums, because there have been many updates that have been posted. I mean, there have been many updates that have been added to the game that I never would have done if they weren't posted to the forums and got a huge community support. So it's always worth doing, but the number of updates that actually, or the number of suggestions that actually become updates is relatively small, because there's so many different ideas that could be added, and a lot of them don't really fit in what I want the game to be, in my opinion. But by all means, please keep adding suggestions, because especially after some bigger updates, if I need updates to work on, I'm going right to the forums. And some stuff is bigger than others. Like if it's a small suggestion on the forums, it's a lot more likely to get added than a big suggestion, because especially if it doesn't affect the game too much. So that's the only question for this week. So that pretty much covers it, which is fine, because I do want to shrink the amount of time I'm actually answering these questions. I want it to be a little bit more developer commentary and a little bit less question and answers for these videos, even if this one might be a short one, because it's actually already, well, it's Friday now, almost 2 a.m., because I just finished working on setting up my computer and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and see if we can get 99 mining. We're still got 900k to go, so a little bit more. And then I'm going to go see what we want to do next. I want to do a herb run and maybe go... Actually, I might woodcut more or go thieving just to get that up. Stuff that that isn't going to really help me too much on double XP weekend, and stuff that can get me levels. So if I do thieving, I can get it to level 95, get those gems, and get crafting up, because I need to get crafting up in order to use the red sandstone and everything. And I might even woodcut more, or I could buy logs possibly, although they're probably too expensive for me. Or maybe we'll go and look around for some summoning secondaries. Or maybe I'll just do some Slayer to get more charms for summoning, because if we work on Slayer and get a bunch of charms, we could possibly get 99 summoning on double XP weekend, which would be great because it's a really fast skill on double XP. So either way, I'm going to go ahead and finish mining here, and we'll see what we're going to do next. All right, almost missed it there, but we got 99 mining. That didn't take too long. Let's go see how many ores we've got. Making sure I'm recording properly. Still not exactly sure with the new settings, but looks good. Okay, so we are up to 2,400 gold ore, which should definitely be enough on double XP to get us to 99 mining, smithing. I might want to get it up a little bit more before that, though. So now the question is, what do we do next? Could probably do a farm run. I've got some trees. We're almost leveling up, but let's go ahead and just... I don't think I have any extra trees, so let me see. I don't even remember which ones I planted. I think that I actually may have just planted fruit trees. I had a few fruit trees to use, but that was it. Got a palm tree here. That's a huge amount of experience. I definitely want to make sure that I get some more fruit trees and normal trees to plant before double XP weekend, or else I'm kind of wasting this. Oh, got a level there. But I just know this is going to be so much experience, it's going to allow me to open up, or plant a lot more than I have now. So, yeah, we're getting a crazy amount of experience here. Yeah, Brimhaven is next. I don't remember how many I planted. Well, at least 3. Already up to 84. Got a key there. I think it was only the 3. Whoops. So I don't think I made it to Catherby. Nope. But still, that's already... we went from like 67 to 84, which is a huge amount of experience. So I definitely want to go and make sure that I have enough trees to get... to plant a bunch before double XP weekend, but I'm not going to do that yet. I think that right now I'm actually going to do a little bit of wood cutting just to get some more magic logs, mainly because I'm working on something else right now and I could use the AFK time. But let's see, what should we use the lamp on? I'm actually going to just use it on Herblore because that's the hardest to get supplies right now. I know it's kind of a waste, but we'll get plenty of lamps as time goes on. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do some wood cutting just to finish what I'm working on, and then after that I'll probably move on to something a little bit less AFK. Well, this is extremely annoying. Unrelated to my settings being changed, I just messed up the last 2 clips that I recorded. OBS has this kind of funny thing to where if you start recording and then stop recording right after, it doesn't necessarily get the hotkey input. So I basically double tapped the recording button, and I was not recording when I wanted to be recording, and I was recording when I didn't want to be recording. So unfortunately, I lost the last 2 clips, but we can go ahead and go over what I just said. So I did a little bit of wood cutting, less than an inventory. I finished up what I was working on, which was actually fixing the voting system on Google Chrome. If you don't know, the new update of Google Chrome didn't happen for everybody, but for the people that updated, it was not showing up the buttons, which had to do with a security thing with Google Chrome, so it was kind of annoying. But I should have updated all that to the new system that Google Chrome is requiring, so you should be able to vote on Google Chrome again, and that should work for everybody. It's working for me, and it wasn't a minute ago, so that's good. So go ahead and do your votes and let me know if it's not working anymore, on Chrome at least. So obviously we're moving to Pyramid Plunder here, and I talked a bunch about Pyramid Plunder, which wasn't recorded, so I guess I'll just talk about it again. So Pyramid Plunder was something that I had plans to add basically before the server even went live. Oh, by the way, we got this anti-poison totem specifically for Pyramid Plunder here, and brought some cooked cavefish, even though they look a little raw because they're pink, but whatever. Anyway, Pyramid Plunder is something that I wanted to add before the server even went live, I wanted, because it's just a cool mini game, and it's fun. Compared to other methods of training a skill, it's fun, it's interesting, and I did it to 99 thieving in real RuneScape, so it's pretty cool to be able to do it on here as well. But obviously, I only just added it a few updates ago, pretty recently, so obviously I didn't add it when I wanted it to forever ago. But the reason for that is it was just kind of out of the scope of what I could do at the time. It was just, beyond my skill level. It's actually got some pretty complicated systems in here. Because the thing is it's not instanced at all, which you'd think would make it easier, because you don't have to deal with instances, which is true. Instances are a pain, but I've kind of got that system down now. But it would make it easier because you wouldn't have to deal with other players. You could just, it spawns in the area, and then you click on the objects, and then you interact with the objects. It changes to the different objects when the actual urns are opened. But because it's in a not an instance situation, there can be other players in here with you, and if there's other players in here with you, then you need to see different things than they do. Like, you need to, see that the door opens on your screen, but it can't open on their screen. So you have to do some weird kind of client-sided situations where it's spawning in the new object just on your client and not on the other player's client. And then you have to do a little bit of trickery on the server side because, already leveled up, because the client is now telling the server that this object is here, but the server knows that that object is not there. So you have to kind of do a check to see, if you're in Pyramid Plunder and which objects are, you're interacting with. And the other interesting thing is the objects here, they actually are the exact same objects in every room, the exact same object IDs and the exact same open object IDs as well. So each room is basically the same when you're interacting with it. There's really no way of telling except for the controller that, the actual minigame controller that you're part of. For example, if you could walk over here, even though I'm in this room, if I walked over to this room, it would still consider me in this room, and I could open up those urns and get the same amount of experience, and it would do the same level checks and everything like that. So it's actually kind of tricky, just the way it all came together. But thankfully, I am so much more aware of how a lot of this stuff works, so it actually wasn't too hard to do once I got into it. But that's a little bit of a behind the scenes on how the system actually works. So even though these are still open, that's because I've spawned client side the fake objects on top of the real objects. So if another player teleported here, they'd see all the normal objects. And if I left this area and then came back, it would not have these objects here. It would just spawn in the old ones, which is how it basically works when you reset. When you teleport out and then you teleport back in, the server tells the client the correct object to give rather than the fake object that was added while you're here. So that really only works while you're in this area, which is, I'm assuming, why these are all so close together, and that's why Jagex did it this way. But overall, it was actually kind of fun to add because it was kind of easy once I got that system down, and it's definitely it's a very enjoyable piece of content because not a lot of servers have Pyramid Plunder, and the fact that I could get it pretty much one-to-one with Real RuneScape is pretty sweet. You really can't tell too much of the difference, except for maybe some of the animations are a little different, but other than that, it's pretty much one-to-one, which is a lot more fun than only having the option of doing thieving stalls, because thieving stalls, they're kind of a great... Oh, I can't move to the next room, so we've got to leave, which we're almost out of time anyway. Where's the door? There we go. So yeah, thieving stalls, they're definitely something that are important to have on a private server. I feel like if you had a private server that didn't have thieving stalls to give you a bunch of, oh, still thieving, that didn't give you a bunch of money, then people would be like, is this even a real private server? So those are great to have, but it's also great to have a different option here for people that want to do something different. Like me, for example, I don't want to just spam a bunch of stalls. And this is really fast experience, as you can probably tell. I'm already level 87 here, and I've only done a couple runs. So this should be really quick. I'm going to do this to 95 and then move over to the gem stall because I want to get... Oh, what am I doing? I'm going to keep moving here. Because I want to get the gems to get my crafting level up before double XP weekend. So that's the main reason I'm doing this here. And then we'll do that to 99, and then we'll see where we're at. So yeah, I think that I explained it just as well the second time. So I'm going to go ahead and cut here and see. Ouch. And we'll be back when I get 95. Alright, finally got to level 91, so let's see if we get any... Oh, you need 75 rune crafting to open this. Oh man, I should go get 75 rune crafting just so I can start opening this. Okay, and a bunch of rune crafting later, we get 75. Okay, engraved sarcophagus, take 2. And... nothing. Oh well. Maybe better luck next time. Although I don't know if I'd actually need to do... Well, I'll probably do one more after this. I'm already 93, almost 94 will be after this. And then one more run after this will probably get me, will definitely get me 95. Thieving is so fast in Pyramid Plunder, it's really nice. Especially after doing 75 rune crafting. 75 rune crafting from 67, I think it was, maybe 64. It took longer than it is taking me to just get 95 thieving. So, yep, one more run, and then we'll be good. Alright, so I actually got 95 thieving before I even made it to the final room here. But since I'm in here, I am going to go and do the engraved sarcophagus. And honestly, since I'm in here, I may as well just do all these, get the experience. We'll honestly get close to 99. I have no problem doing the gem stall after 99 thieving, so come on, I got bad luck for the video. Oh yeah, I've got no problem thieving after 99. I'm going to need to do plenty of it because I'm really low on cash anyway, so may as well just get a little bit of extra experience here. Okay, final room again. Let's see if we get something good. Make some space. Come on. Oh, just a mummy. Oh well. Now I gotta deal with this guy for the last bit of here. But I'm actually going to go ahead and end this episode here. It's getting pretty late. It's currently after 3 a.m., which means I need to go to sleep. And we actually got a good amount done this episode, 96 thieving. By next episode, I'll probably be doing some thieving and getting up to 99 and getting some gems for that double XP weekend. Next episode will pretty much just be completely preparing for double XP weekend because there's at least one more video to upload before that. But yep, remember to leave your questions. We only got one question last episode, which I'm totally fine with answering just one question. But want to make sure there's at least one. So leave those if you have any, and any other comments as well. And leave a like if you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys next time.